Okay, so for this video, tatalakayin natin ang patungkol sa community organization. Okay? So yun yung topic natin ngayon class, the community organization under the subject of CWTS 2. Okay? So community organization, what is the community organization? Community organization or community-based organization refers to organization aimed at making desired improvements to community, social health, well-being, and overall functioning. Community organization occurs in geographically, psychosocially, culturally, spiritually, and digitally bounded communities. Okay, so ang ibig sabihin lang ni community organization, sila yung mga taong gumagawa ng nag-organize at naghahanap o tinitingnan yung mga community kung ano yung kanilang mga kailangan, kung ano yung kanilang kailangan is-solve na problems nila, yung mga issues nila, yung mga kakulangan nila. No, marami tayong community na may mga problema sa kanilang community in terms of the social health. No, sa mga community natin may mga tao diyan na may mga sakit, yung mga especially sa mga bata, mayroong mga malnourished, no, yun yung mga isa sa mga problems ng ating community in terms of social health, and then well-being, no, kanilang pamumuhay, and overall functioning. So sa lahat ng mga problema na kinakaharap ng mga tao doon sa community na yon, gusto nila yon i-improve yung way ng kanilang pamumuhay, yung way ng kanilang yung mga mindset ng mga tao doon, kasi nga alam naman natin na yung may mga community na iba talaga yung kanilang mindset sa buhay, no? Kung mahirap na talaga yung kanilang mindset. Mahirap na lang talaga yung kanilang gustong gawin. Tinatatak na sila sa utak nila na kung nasaan sila, doon na lang talaga sila. Wala na yung mga taong wala nang pag-asa sa buhay. Yun na yung kanilang nakatatak sa utak eh. Parang hindi na sila aangat or hindi na sila mag-i-improve. And that is a problems ng mga community. And then marami pang problems ng community in terms of sa pag-function. Okay? Then community organization occurs in geographically, yung characteristics of the community in terms of their physical place, no, yung mga problema sa kanilang lugar, yung halimbawa sa community na yan, may problema sila sa irrigation, yung kanal nila. Okay, so sa kanal masyadong maraming basura na stuck, and then kapag konting ulan lang nagbabaha na, and then that is a physical phase of a community. Then we have also this psychosocially, no, yung psychosocially ng mga tao doon, culturally, spiritually, and digital bounded communities. Okay, so next one, community organization. The third basic method of social work is community organization. So third basic method ang community organization sa mga social work o yung mga taong nakapagtapos ng social work. Like for example, yung ating DSWD, yan yung mga taong tumutulong sa mga community natin kung ano yung mga problema nila. Okay? And then concept developed in United States since 1870 to meet people's need and to improve their participation from the experience of involving organization and institution. Ibig sabihin lang daw, yung community organization is concept by the United States noong 1870 pa. Okay? Yan yung concept na nabuo o na-develop ng United States, no, para ano daw, para ma-promote at mabigay yung mga pangangailangan ng mga tao dun sa community, no, yung tapos yung kanilang mga at saka kapag nag-participate sila doon sa pagtulong, so parang mas lalo pa silang makakapag provide, no, nakaka-provide and promote ng pagtulong doon sa mga taong nangangailangan sa community. And then, the aim of community organization is developing capacity in the community by making more organized to handle its own needs and problem. So, hindi lang talaga sila in terms of nagtutulong lang sila doon sa tao, kundi pang long term yung kanilang gustong itulong dun sa mga tao, no? They provide education, they provide seminars, no, para yung mga tao ay hindi lang talaga as in yung puro ano na lang, yung tulong doon sa kanilang lugar in terms of money, hindi naman ganoon. So kailangan ibahin din nila yung pananaw, no, ng mga tao doon. Okay? So kapag na iba yung perception ng tao, tapos umayos yung mga pananaw nila sa buhay, no, maybe yung taong yun, yung mga tao doon sa community ay ma-improve nila yung quality of life nila, no? Hindi na sila ganun maghihirap sa buhay dahil yun nga na-realize na nila na may i-improve pang buhay nila. Okay? Magkakaroon sila ng pag-asa na kahit papaano ay umangat-angat ang buhay nila o umayos-ayos man lang sila. Okay? Then, community organization is well-established method in social work. Yan na nga sabi ko, this is a method of a social work. Okay? Community organization means helping the community to solve its problem. So, yun, community organization means helping the community to solve its problem. Gusto nilang kahit papaano ay ma-solve yung isang problema ng isang lugar. Okay? O di kaya, mayroon din community organization na mismo doon din sa kanilang lugar. Yung isang community ay bumuo ng isang organization na para tukuyin kung ano-ano yung mga problema ng kanilang lugar at gumawa ng plano, gumawa ng mga research or any na para mas matukoy talaga nila kung ano yung kanilang gagawing action doon sa problema. Okay, and that is community organization. And we have the community organizing. When we say community organizing is a process by which people are brought together to act in common interests. Kanina, community organization, the community organization is the people, no, yung taong mismo yung mismong kumbaga sa is yun yung grupo nila. Yun yung tawag sa grupo nila, they are organization. When we say community organizing, ito naman yung proseso na gagawin ng mga tao doon sa organization, kung ano yung gagawin nila para tumulong. Okay? Then they are they have a common interest. Common interest yung pagtulong. And then while organizing describes any activity involving people interacting with one another in a formal manner. Much community organizing is in the pursuit of a common agenda. While organizing, di ba? So, organizing daw ay yun naman yung mga aktibidad na involve yung mga tao, no, na mag-work, magtulong, okay, magtulong doon sa community. And then other definitions have evolved all throughout the years, and one is no? Throughout years, nag-evolve ang community organizing na tawag dito. Yung ibig sabihin yan, maraming nagbigay ng quote, nagbigay ng explanation, nagbigay ng definition. So tingnan natin dito. Sabi ng Philippine Business for Social Progress or PBSP, community organizing is a systematic, planned and liberating change process of transforming a complacent, deprived, and malfunctioning community into an organized, conscious, empowered, and self-reliant, just and humane entity and institution. So, ibig sabihin lang daw, no, sabi ni PBSP, ang community organizing is a systematic, no, meron talagang step by step na sinusunod kung ano yung gagawin nila, kung ano yung action nila doon sa pagtulong sa isang community. Nagpaplano sila, nag-organize sila, meron silang doon sa organization is mayroon kanya-kanyang trabaho, position, yung mga tao nila na nagwo-work. Okay? And then, ang aim talaga din kasi nila, no, na ma-transform yung isang community into a yung good dito, maayos yung isang community. Okay? And then, malfunctioning community, yung mga malfunctioning community. Let's say for example, yung community na talagang magulo, yung mga community na puro na lang gera. Okay? Puro na lang gera doon, walang kapayapaan na nangyayari. Kaya yung mga community na kakulangan sa edukasyon. Yung mga bata is halos wala masyadong nakakapag-aral. Na yung mga pamilya walang proper shelter, walang proper family planning. Ayun, isa yun sa mga target din nila. Okay? Gusto nilang ma-organize na yung tao doon sa community, conscious, no, maging conscious sa nangyayari sa mundo, sa kanilang buhay, and then empowered kahit pa paano magiging sila empowered, lakasan nila yung loob nila, okay, na ma-solve yung problem nila. Okay, so that is under the PBSP. So we have also a community organizing is a continuous process of hindi siya may step by step na ginagawa na process, and then continuous yan, laging mayroong pagbabago, always na mayroong process na sinusunod. Okay. Educating the people to understand their critical consciousness of their existing condition. So kailangan maintindihan ng mga tao doon sa community na yung kanilang kalagayan ay critical na, hindi na maganda. Okay? And then organizing people to work collectively and efficiently on their problems. So gusto nilang maintindihan din ng mga tao na organizing people to work collectively and efficiently on their problems. So yung mga taong nag-organize, no, ng isang pagtulong sa isang lugar, gusto din nilang tawag doon, yung tao is hindi lang puro tulong lang, no, yung kanilang makukuha, kundi dapat sila ay nagtatrabaho din, natutulong din sila doon sa mga organizer or organization na tutulong sa kanila. Okay? Then mobilizing people to develop their capacity and readiness to respond and take action on their immediate needs towards solving their long-term problems. So hindi lang talaga siya yung hindi lang target ng community yung pag-solve ng problem na pang short term lang. Kailangan long term talaga siya. Okay? That is a under the College of Social Work and Community Development. Okay? And then collectively, the above-mentioned definitions suggest that community organizing, CO, is both a process and method. Both process and method. Ginagamit at kung ano yung proseso ng pagtulong. Okay? Is a process. CO is a process in the sense that it is perceived as a progressive and forward movement from one condition to another. It is also considered as a method because it consists of a dynamically conscious and deliberate undertaking to bring social change. So method pa rin daw siya kasi nga yun yung ginagamit ng mga social work natin or yung mga taong tumutulong sa community, no, para magkaroon ng social change. Okay? Process and method. Okay, so punta na tayo sa history of community organization. So under the brief history of community organization in the Philippine setting, through the Philippine Ecumenical Council for Community Organization or PECCO, community organizing was introduced in the Philippines during the first quarter storm of the 70s. Sabihin noon, no, dahil sa PECCO na introduce yung community organizing or organization sa Pilipinas during the first quarter storm, okay? The group organized communities in the Tondo area where the program zone 1 Tondo Zoto was born. So dahil doon, nagawa na naman ang PECCO ng isang grupo na located sa Tondo at pinangalanan na Zone 1 Tondo Zoto. The program was replicated in other parts of the Philippines, including the rural areas and was usually introduced through church structure. So hanggang sa dumami na ng dumami yung mga organization na tumutulong sa isang community. History of organization. So ito naman is yung mga nagbigay ng kahulugan doon sa community organization. Historically, Elizabethan Poor Law 1601 in the England was one of the first efforts to provide services for the needy. But charity organization societies were forerunners of modern community organization planning. They were first organized in London in 1869 to eliminate discriminate alms giving by the relief agencies at that time. So, yung dati, no, si Elizabethan Poor Law nung 1601 na nakatira sa England, siya yung isa daw sa tao na gumawa ng effort na magbigay ng tulong o services sa mga taong nangangailangan, na si Elizabethan. Okay? So, ano yung sabi niya? Nag-provide siya ng services dun sa mga taong may kailangan o talagang may pangangailangan. Okay? And then, ma-eliminate daw yung discrimination. No, siya din yung may advocacy na gusto niyang ma-eliminate yung discrimination sa isang society, si Elizabethan. Second one, in America, the first charity organization society was organized in Buffalo in 1877. Later on, it spread to the other cities of USA. Okay, so dun sa Amerika naman, ang first charity organization ay na-organize sa Buffalo in 1877 lang. Yun lang naman, no, very understandable naman yung text. Kahit pa paano yung maintindihan ninyo kahit basahin nyo lang siya. And then, third one, we have in 1952, the Community Development Project was launched in India. And with this, we find the emergence of a new era of community work. So, doon naman sa India naman na karoon ng community development project. Okay? That is in the year 1952. And sa 1970, NGOs and voluntary organization, 2005, CSR or Corporate Social Responsibilities. So, noong 1970 naman, nabuo ang mga NGOs, yung mga National Government Organization and Voluntary Organization. Ano yung mga NGOs na alam niyo? We have the UNESCO, no? National Government Organization lang yan sila. Na kung saan sila talaga yung mga organization na tumutulong sa lahat ng mga problema saan mang sulok ng mundo. Pumunta yan sila. Ayan ang mga voluntary organization din. Mga maliliit na organization lang. Okay? And then, next one, definition. So, yung mga nag-define ng community organization, sino-sino sila. So, we have Murray G. Ross, 1967. So, Murray G. Ross defines community organization as a process by which a community identifies its needs or objectives, gives priority to them, develops confidence and will to work at them, finds resources, internal and external, to deal with them, and in doing so, extends and develops cooperative and collaborative attitudes and practices in the community. So si Murray G. Ross naman noong 1967, define niya ang community na process daw siya ng pag-identify ng kailangan ng mga tao. Kailangan daw na makita kung ano yung kailangan ng mga tao at kung ano yung objectives. Kung ano yung objectives na kailangan magawa. Then, kailangan daw na i-priority sila. No? Para ma-develop yung kanilang confident and para mag-work together din sila, no? Mahirap naman na pag nagtulong ka sa isang community tapos hindi rin nagkakaayos o hindi rin nag-work together yung mga tao doon. For example, isang pamilya lang yung naniniwala sa inyo, yung yung mga community organization, isa lang naniniwala sa kanila na pamilya, and the rest of families doon na nakatira sa community ay hindi naniniwala. So, mahirap yon, hindi mag-work, hindi may aim ng mga community organization yung kanilang mga goals na tulungan yung mga taong yon. Okay? Lindemann, 1921, defines community organization as community organization is that phase of social organization which constitutes a conscious effort on the part of community to control its affairs democratically and to secure the highest services from its specialist organization, agencies, and institutions by means of recognized interrelations. So si Lindemann naman na nag-define ng community organization is yung conscious efforts on the part of community. Okay, so kailangan pa din dapat yung mga community organization is pukawin nila yung isip ng mga tao na kailangan hindi lang puro tulong yung kanilang nakukuha. Okay, kailangan mag-effort din sila, magtrabaho pa rin sila para sa kanilang kaayusan, kabutihan, no? Okay? So next. So goals of community community organizing. So may goals ang community organizing. Ano daw ang kanilang goals? So isa sa mga goals nila ay people empowerment. Kailangan ma-empower natin yung mga tao doon na nakatira sa isang community para magiging maging mas mas matapang harapin yung mga problema sa buhay. And mas mapukaw sila sa mga nangyayari sa kanilang lugar. No, para hindi sila basta-basta din na naaapi or anuman na yung kanilang rights, okay, naaapakan ng ibang tao o ng mga mayayamang tao. Improve quality of life. So yun, kapag na-empower mo yung mga tao na kailangan ma-improve nila yung kanilang buhay, kailangan hindi lang sila nandiyan nakastuck sa kahirapan o sa mga problemang kinakaharap nila, no? Pag na-improve nila yung nabago nila yung kanilang perception, way of their living, may improve ngayon yung kanilang quality of life, no? May improve ngayon, magiging maayos yung kanilang pamumuhay. Kahit pa paano ay maibsan yung kanilang kahirapan in terms of kahirapan. In terms naman sa mga problems na kinakaharap nila is masosolve nila ng kahit pa paano. Okay? And then maayos yung family, no? Maayos yung family nila. And then leadership, development, and mobilization. So kahit pa paano yung mga community organizing natin or organization natin ay nagpo-provide sila ng mga pagtuturo at seminars doon sa mga tao. So kahit pa paano is na-improve nila yung leadership nila. Okay, social transformation. Magta-transform yung kanilang way of communication, way of yung pagkakaisa nila, magkakaisa yung mga tao doon sa isang community. Okay? And that is a social transformation. So the community organizing process. So, ito naman ipapakita dito kung ano yung process ng community organizing. Yung process step by step kung ano yung dapat sundin. Okay? We have the phase 1. Phase 1 is community selection. Okay, sa community selection naman is that we have the pre-entry stage and entry stage. Ano daw tong pre-entry stage and entry stage? Ang pre-entry stage is conduct a social investigation and conduct initial interview. So, ibig sabihin nun, sa unang stage pa lang nung process is kailangan mo munang mag-imbestiga doon sa isang community na pupuntahan ninyo at target ninyong tulungan. Mag-imbestiga kayo doon sa mga tao, mag-observe kayo kung ano yung mga nangyayari at nagaganap sa kanilang lugar. And then conduct initial interview. So magka-conduct ka ngayon ng mga interview doon sa mga tao kung ano yung kanilang mga problema. And then entry stage. So entry stage naman is community rights to know. So dito naman kapag yung isang organization, kapag tumutulong sila sa isang community, no, may rights yung community na malaman nila, no. Kailangan hindi basta-basta kapag tumutulong ka sa isang community is papasok ka na lang at bigla-bigla ka na lang tutulong na without the authorization of the mga barangays o sino man yung namamahala doon sa community. Okay? Meron silang rights na malaman yon kasi that is their people. Kapag may nangyaring hindi maganda dyan, no, ang mananagot ay yung mga barangay o yung mga local agencies. na namumuno doon sa community na yon. No, yun yung dapat nilang makita. That is a entry stage. Okay? And then we have the phase 2, the integration. Tapos na tayo doon sa phase 1 na kung saan meron tayong entry stage at meron tayong pre-entry stage and entry stage. Okay, so sa phase 2 naman, integration. Matapos mong ma-observe yung mga tao doon, makapag initial interview dun sa mga tao at makapag bigay ka ng kaalaman or matapos mong tawag dito magpaalam doon sa isang sa barangay nila o sa local agency nila, kailangan naman is i-integrate mo naman yung mga tao doon. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Integration rather than immersion. Ibig sabihin ng immersion, complete involvement. Okay? So, complete involvement, nandoon ka talaga mismo sa lugar na yon, no? Nag-observe ka, nagtutulong ka. Integration naman, acceptance into community. So, acceptance into community, ibig sabihin nun, no, paano ka tutulong kung hindi ka ina-accept ng community, kung hindi ka nila kailangan, no? So, kung hindi ka kailangan ng isang community, hindi ka makakatulong sa kanila. Okay? So, kailangan ng integration. Importante na ma-integrate, ma-accept ka muna ng community. Okay? So, anong tawag dito? Sabi dito, no? Okay? So, when you perform the task of an organizer, you do not go to the community and just make yourself felt by mere showing up. Yung sinabi ko kanina, hindi basta-basta na pupunta ka na lang doon. No matter how frequent you go to the area but fail to exert any effort to integrate with the community members, your visit will just go to waste. Mawu-waste lang talaga kapag hindi ka din nila kailangan o hindi ka nila ma-accept as a organizer na tutulong sa kanila. So kailangan ma-brief mo sila, no, na kung ano yung pakay ninyo. And then integrating with the local is also one of the best strategies one organizer can practice in order to catch up with the current situation of the community. So kapag ka kasi tutulong ka, kung isa kang organizer or organization na tutulong sa isang lugar, kailangan mauna ka muna dapat talaga sa mga barangay nila or yung namumuno sa kanila doon, kasi nga yung namumuno sa kanila na yon is kapag ka naiintindihan nila kung ano yung pakay ninyo at nagustuhan nila kung ano yung gusto nyong i-provide o i-promote na tulong, ay mas maniniwala yung mga tao sa inyo. Kasi nga, nakuha nyo na yung puso din nung leader nila. Okay? So, yun lang naman. Yun yung sa phase 2 integration. Okay, we have now, this is the phase 3. Itong community profile o profiling. Phase 3 ito. Okay? We have the A, community profile. The community profile is a summary of the history and present conditions of a community. It provides a detailed demographic, economic, and cultural information of the community. It gives an overview or series of snapshots of the area and is used as a basis for identifying its potential. Ibig sabihin nun, no, ang community profile, ito yung mismong profile ng isang community. Ito yung kanilang history at ito yung mga nangyayari sa kanila. Ito yung kondisyon nila na sila ay ito yung lugar na kung saan maraming malnourished na bata, maraming mga kabataang maaga nabubuntis. Sila yung mga ito yung profile nila na kung saan maraming drug addict dito sa lugar na to. Okay? So that is a community profile, yung profile mismo ng isang community. The community profile includes, okay, meron pang includes narrative text, table of graphics, and third one is a visual maps or maps. Okay, so sa narrative text describes community characteristics such as population, demographics, economic and social history of the communities, the importance of various facilities. So yun yung sa narrative text. Makikita dito yung population demographics ng isang lugar. Okay, yung dami nila, yung dami ng tao na nakatira doon sa community. Economic and social history. No, yung kanilang pamumuhay doon, yung kanilang way of pamumuhay, yung lugar na yan is may hirap, no? Ano yung trabaho ng mga tao doon? Yan. Okay? So, social history, yung kanilang way of living doon sa lugar na yon. Okay, and then second one is table or graphics. Table or graphics meaning to say summarize important data or conclusion such as population, demographics, or employment trends. So dito naman sa number 2 na to, under the community profile ng isang lugar, makikita mo dito yung summarize ng mga importante na information doon sa community profile ng isang lugar. Okay, such as population demographics. Yun yung kanina, yung tao, yung dami ng tao doon, yung nakatira doon sa community, and employment trends. No, yung trabaho na nagte-trending doon sa lugar na yon, or kung ano yung trabahong ano ba to, how would I say this? Yung ano ba yung mas maraming trabaho na trabaho ng mga tao doon? Halimbawa, sila ba ay more on yung mga tao doon ay construction workers, mga ganon, or di kaya sila yung karamihan doon sa lugar na yon ay ang mga trabaho ng mga tao ay tawag dito yung sa mga kababaihan ay mga yaya or labandera or something, lahat ng mga trabaho. Kaya sa online, okay, online business, ganung bagay. Okay? Then the third one is a visual maps or maps. Sa community profile naman na to, sa visual maps or maps, depict physical characteristics such as neighborhood boundaries, land uses, public facilities, and commercial centers. So, dito naman is pinapakita dito kung ano yung gaano kalawak yung lugar na sinasakupan ng community na yon. Okay? And then yung kanilang mismong lugar, no, tinitirikan, tinitingnan din yon, nakikita din doon sa profile. Then the public facilities, okay, yung mga facilities doon. Then commercial centers, yung center nila doon sa lugar na yon. Okay? And that is a community profile na bubulol tuloy ako. Sorry, class. And then dito naman tayo sa community characteristics. Ano yung mga characteristics ng community? The following are examples of the types of data to collect and incorporate into a community profile. So first one, there is population and demographic characteristics. Trends in population growth and demographic. So under the population and demographic characteristics, ito na yun siya. Okay, ito na yung mga nasa population and demographic characteristics. We have ethnicity and race. No, ano yung ethnicity ng mga tao doon, race nila. Okay? Ethnic means saan sila galing, ano yung mga uh, religion nila. Okay? And then age and gender distribution. Yung uh, mga edad ng mga tao doon. And then gender. Gender mismo. Babae, tomboy, bakla, lalaki. Okay? Education, income levels. Makikita din sa population demographics and demographic characteristics yung kanilang income levels. Kung magkano yung income na kinikita ng bawat pamilya doon sa community na yon. Pinapakita din dito. Educational attainment, pinapakita din dito kung ano yung mga natapos ng mga tao doon sa community na yon. Para pagka nakita nila na ang isang lugar na to ay wala masyadong nakapagtapos, so alam din nung mga nung mga community organization kung ano yung tatargetin nilang tulong doon sa mga tao. Employment status, okay? Employment status. Unemployment o employment ba? Marami bang may trabaho? Or mas marami bang walang trabaho? So sa way na yon, meron naman silang maiisip na tulong, okay, doon sa mga taong yon. Special population subgroups such as disabled person, okay, makikita din dito yung mga taong nakatira doon na may mga disabled, sila yung mga taong tawag dito, may kulang sa katawan, okay, and then yung ano pa ba, yung mga tawag dito, yung mga pipe, yung mga ganong tao, okay? So, meron pa, the last one, Indian tribal governments as appropriate. Okay? So, those are the population and demographic characteristics under the community characteristics. And we have also the socio-economic history characteristics. So, under the socio-economic history, the first one is community historical backgrounds and context. So, community historical background and context. Na makikita din dito yung background nung isang community. Okay? Background nila. Bakit ganito ba ang bakit ganito ang nangyari sa community niyo? No? Bakit na naging kultura ninyo yung ganitong bagay? Okay? So, titingnan din yon nung mga mga community organization. No, saan ba ang pinanggalingan ng kanilang problema? Okay? And then population of indigenous groups. So, kung gaano din daw karami yung nakatira doon ng mga indigenous groups, tinitingnan din nila. And then community values and issues. Example is security and solitude. Okay? So, security and solitude. Meaning to say, sa issue ng mga taong doon na nakatira. Okay? Then yung values, no, na kanilang yung values na nakikita doon sa mga taong yon. Okay? Then the fourth one is economic base, livelihood, no? Yung pamumuhay ng mga tao doon sa isang community na yon. Okay? Other economic characteristics and other economic characteristics. Okay? So those are the socio-economic history. And then the third is socio-economic history. I know that is not a socio-economic history. Tingnan natin dito. Mali. Sorry. Baguhin natin. Wait lang. Physical characteristics. Okay, so that is the third one is the physical characteristics. Sa physical characteristics, makikita naman dito yung community historical background and context. Katulad din nung sa una, makikita din, no, hindi, sorry, I have to, sorry class, I have to change this because nagkamali po ako ng pag-type. Sorry. Baguhin lang natin na madali lang naman to. Community centers. Enters. Activity centers. Then infrastructure. Like for example, okay, so community centers and activity centers. So ito yung mga centers doon sa isang lugar. Okay? Meron ba silang activity centers? Ano ba yung mga activity centers? Like for example, yung mga liga nila, yung mga programs na ginagawa nila doon sa community na yon. And then we have the infrastructure. So under the infrastructure, okay, under the infrastructure, meron tayong example is roads, transit, and water, and sewage system. Okay, so makikita din dyan na under the infrastructure, yung mga roads nung community na yon. Okay? Yung mga roads doon, kung maayos ba, hindi ba lubak-lubak, meron ba silang maayos na roads? Kasi yung ibang mga community is wala talagang road. No? Lubak-lubak, ano pa lang, lupa pa lang, no? Kasi hindi pa na lalagyan ng roads, and then transit, okay, and then water and sewage system. Meron ba silang napagkukuha ang tubig na malinis? Maayos ba? Maayos ba yung tubig doon? Sewage system, okay? And then public services, okay, and facilities. Example, okay, schools, police, fire, libraries, and hospital. Okay? So, yan ang physical characteristics ng isang lugar or community. Mayroon dapat infrastructure, mayroon ding public services and facilities. Makikita natin doon yung schools. Yung community ba yan na may mga schools din, may mga police, fire libraries, and hospital. So makikita natin sa isang community yung characteristics nila diyan mismo, yung mga public services and infrastructure under the physical characteristics ng isang community profile. Community characteristics pala plus, okay? And then health status, community centers, activities, ito na yon. Bakit parang magkaiba sila? Why is this? Mali na naman to. Dapat yung pala yung sa kabila class, sorry. Okay, baguhin natin. Ito. Under the health center, health status, we have um, common and endemic diseases. And then second, disease cause and management. Maternal and child care practices. Source of water, waste, and disposal. Okay, so sa under the health status, kung ano naman yung status dun sa health ng community, yung mga tao dun sa community. So, meron tayong common and endemic diseases, yung mga sakit, no? And then diseases cause and management, kung ano ba yung ginagawa doon sa anong yung action doon sa mga sakit ng mga tao doon sa lugar na yon, meron ba silang center, no? And then maternal and child care practices, so yung pag-aalaga doon sa mga bata, meron ba silang ganun, okay? And then source of water, waste, and disposal, sabihin nun yung kanilang pinagkukuhaang tubig, and then yung paglabas ng waste, saan ba yan tinatapon? Okay? Meron dapat silang proper waste disposal. Okay? Pinagtatapunan ng mga dumi. Okay? And that is the health status of a community, no? Under sa community characteristics. And then the fifth one is community organization. So makikita din sa characteristics ng community ang community organization. That is the topic that we're talking right now. Okay, so community organization is the barangay, their projects, activities, and organizational set up socio-economic history characteristics. So, makikita din sa characteristics of characteristics. I mean sa characteristics of community is meron din dapat yang barangay, meron ding projects, activities, and organizational setup. Okay, in terms of socio-economic history. So that is under the community characteristics, ng mga characteristics ng community. So B, yung kanina A, that is a community profile. Meron naman tayong B, which is the tools analysis, yung ginagamit, no, sa pag-a-analyze to provide direction to any community activities. Community organizers analyze the community situation through the use of analyzing techniques. These tools gives a picture to what the community challenges, areas of improvement and resources. So kailangan uh, to ensure na to ensure na maibigay mo ng at tama at um, to ensure na mabigay mo yung tamang tulong at kung ano yung tulong na dapat mong ibigay sa mga tao na nandun sa community, kailangan meron kayong ginagamit na analyzing techniques. Okay? So, paano ka mag-analyze ng kanilang problems? Okay, and then, phase 4, course of action. Sa phase 4, we have the course of action. People's participation is the essence of community organization. So, kapag dapat meron tayong participation. Kung walang participation ng tao, wala ring patutunguhan yung community organization. Okay? So, immersion, ito din yung kanina. Okay. Ay, hindi. Ay, wala pala to. I think wala pala yan siya. Wala yan siya. Okay, wala yan siya dyan. Yan lang yan siya, yung sa phase 4, course of action, yung action lang talaga ng tao, no? Na kailangan may action na ginagawa yung mga tao para mag-work yung community organization. Kasi ang community organization is tao pa rin ang nagpapalakad dyan. Kung walang tao, wala din community organization. And then ang community organization na tumutulong, kapag hindi rin sila tanggapin ng mga tao doon sa community at hindi din sila napaparticipate, wala rin maayos na pagtulong dun sa mga taong yun. Hindi sila matutulungan ng maayos. Or hindi talaga sila totally matutulungan. Okay? And then, phase 5, implementation. So, sa phase 5, di ba, na action, gumagawa na kayo ng plan, analyzing, okay? Pag-accept ng tao sa inyo. So, sa phase 5, implementation, kailangan mag-implement na kayo. And then we have the implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. Ibig sabihin ng implementation. Implementation, the plan that was initially formulated with the community is now put into action. So kung ano yung plano nyo na, gagawin nyo na ngayon. No? Gagawin nyo na yung plano na gusto nyong itulong dun sa mga tao. Okay? And then monitoring. All the activities that was put into motion must be constantly looked at and supervised if they are being done accordingly. So, kailangan monitor natin yung activities doon sa isang community kung saan tayo ay tumutulong. O di kaya, such as yung mga barangay din naman natin. So, minomonitor pa rin yung community organization such as yung mga barangay officials kung ano yung kanilang ginagawa sa community nila. Kung yung mga activities ba nila na ginagawa sa kanilang barangay ay na ibibigay ba ng maayos sa mga tao, mga projects, in terms of activities, in terms of mga tulong na ibibigay ba, na gagawa ba ng maayos. So, titingnan yon, monitor yon. Okay? And then, we have evaluation. So, evaluation in some inevitable cases when some problems during the implementation may arise. The community organizer, again, as a facilitator, may assist the community in examining what happened, what went well, what has been learned, and what should happen next. So, ini-evaluate din dapat ng mga facilitator, which is the community organization, yung ano ba yung mga nangyari diyan. Kung halimbawa may problema, titingnan kung ano yung nangyari, anong punot dulo ng problems. Okay? And then, yun, ini-evaluate. Okay, evaluation. So, we have the phase 6. This is the phased out. Ibig sabihin, patapos na yung tulong o yung gagawin ng mga community organization. After the goals of community have been met, okay, na ibigay na, okay, and its member are empowered, the community organizer can now pull out from the community. Okay, so pwede nang umalis yung mga community organizer doon sa community na yun na tinulungan nila. Remember that prior to this, the worker must prepare the community before phasing out. This is basic courtesy to the people. So, sabihin nun, kapag aalis na yung mga organizer, so kailangan they are making sure na yung mga tao ay well prepared na, equipped na sila. Okay? Na meron talaga silang tutunan doon sa binigay nyong activities or tulong programs or any man doon sa mga taong yun. Okay? So, at least kahit paano hindi magiging waste yung pagtulong nyo, yung time and efforts ninyo na bilang isang community organizer na tumulong dun sa community. And that is the what we call that, the process of doing a community organizing. Okay, and then now let's proceed to the next slides. We have methods of community organizing. So sa methods of community organizing exemplifies process and strategies in order to achieve its goals. The following are several methods of community organizing. So we have the social preparation, education of training, values orientation, and mobilization. So ito yung mga methods na kanilang ginagawa. So sa social preparation, okay, ang social preparation naman ay this is related to community readiness. It has 4 stages. So, general assembly, formatting of communities, survey of needs and prioritization of projects, preparation, and training. All these activities are implemented using the participatory approach. Okay? So, yun yung sa social preparation. No? I-prepare natin yung mga tao doon sa community. Kung ano ba ang preparation of trainings, no? Pag-prepare doon sa training na i-provide nyo doon sa community. Okay? So, dapat prepare din yung mga tao doon. And then, education of training. Ano ba tong education of training? Community organizing is essentially a learning process, and central to it is development of awareness through experiential learning. Okay, so kailangan din yung sa education and training, ito na yung ini-educate natin yung mga tao doon. No? Tini-train natin. So, nagka-conduct tayo ng training seminars, ng mga education, nagtuturo tayo dun sa mga tao. Okay? In terms of yung kailangan nilang malaman. Okay? So, that is education of training. Education and training. And training yan. orientation. Okay? Okay, so values, third one is values or orientation. So sa values orientation, since the desired ends of community organizing are people empowerment, self-reliance, and participation, there is a need to transform the negative value of the people from selfish individualism to one that it is social-oriented. So, ibig sabihin, no, tinatransform natin yung mga tao dito na kung saan kapag yung mga tao dito is mga, halimbawa, self-individualism, yung makasarili, yung mga taong makasarili, inuuna lang ang sarili, ayaw tumulong sa iba, ayaw makipag-cooperate doon sa mga tao sa kanilang community, kailangan mawala yun, no? Kailangan ma-transform natin. Kailangan ma-educate natin sila na hindi tama ang ganong gawain. Okay? And then, yung mga taong doon sa community is maraming chismosa, libakera, yung mga ganong bagay. So, kailangan ma-minimize yun kahit paano o mawala totally. Kasi nga, hindi rin siya nakakatulong sa pag-kaayusan ng isang community. Then, fourth one is mobilization. This refers to the process where a group of people have transcended their, wait lang, klasa kasi meron ako inayos. Okay, so ulitin natin. Mobilization, this refers to the process whereby a group of people have transcended their differences to meet on equal terms in order to facilitate a participatory decision-making process. Mobilization arises from a number of factors. Okay, so first one there is presence of expertise amongst the community members, the willingness of the community as a whole to give up individual interest to form a broader cooperative. Ibig sabihin nun, no, sa makatuwid ang mobilization lang naman talaga ay yung pagkakaisa ng mga tao doon sa lugar na yon na in order to ma-meet nila yung kanilang pangangailangan, no, is dapat magkaisa sila. Magkaisa sila sa isang layunin at isang goal lang na ang dapat is maging maayos yung kanilang lugar, ma-solve yung kanilang problem. That is mobilization. Kasi hindi mag-work ang isang community, hindi mag-aayos ang isang community, at hindi masosolve ang isang problem sa isang community kung hindi kayo magkakaisa, hindi kayo magtutulungan. Okay, so the action is hindi lang ang isang pamilya sa isang community, kundi lahat kayong mga tao na nakatira sa isang community. That is mobilization. Nagtutulungan kayo. Okay? So, tapos na tayo sa methods of community organizing. Then, okay, meron pa pala. So, okay, meron pa. So, ito naman is the community organizers. The community organizer. So ito naman is the community organizer naman yung pag-uusapan dito. So under the community organizer, an organizer while at the community plays various roles depending on what the situation call for. Below are the four basic roles they portray at one time or another. So ito na yung apat na kinaportray ng mga organizer. First one is a facilitator. No? A facilitator facilitates the community process through listening and questioning and by giving conscious encouragement and support to the local striving. So yung mga facilitator ay handa silang makinig, handa silang mag-question or makinig ng question dun sa mga tao sa isang community. Okay, magkinig sila sa kung ano yung problema nila. Then magko-question sila or magko-question yung mga tao. Okay, and then giving them also a continuous encouragement. Encouragement na maging ano sila, maging mas papukaw sila kung ano yung problem nila at encouragement para ma-solve nila yung problem nila and support the local strivings. Okay? So kung ano yung problema ng kanilang local government is pwede rin silang tumulong, no? Magbigay ng tulong. And then second one is an animator. Ibig sabihin ng animator stimulates the people to think critically when identifying problems and finding a new solution. Kailangan din na ituro natin dun sa mga tao sa community na dapat is ma-identify nila yung kanilang problems, no, and then find the solution. And then ganun din yung mga yung sabihin ng an animator dun sa mga organizer, kailangan nilang i-critically ma-identify kung ano yung problema ng isang lugar, yung community mismo, kung ano yung problema nila at makita nila, mahanap nila anong solusyon, no? Anong solusyon doon sa problema nila. An enabler consistently directed at freeing the community through key person like leaders to realize their strengths and potential in cooperative work. So, kailangan din na self-explanatory siya na ma-realize ng mga tao kung ano yung kanilang strengths, yung lakas nila, and then potential in cooperative work. Potential nila na magtulong-tulong kung paano maging maayos yung kanilang lugar at paano nila ma-solve yung kanilang problema. And then the fourth one is catalyst, hastens the process of transformation and change. Okay, as a organizer, kailangan nilang kailangan talaga nilang yung tawag dito, ma-transform yung isang community into a good community or well-established community talaga na maayos yung kanilang problema at mayroong social change sa kanilang lugar. And that is a community organizer. Okay? So, that's it, class. So, doon na magtatapos ang ating klase. So, thank you so much for your listening. Okay? So, that would be all, class, and thank you so much. So goodbye.